So what is progressive rock? According to Merriam-Webster, progressive rock is described as rock music characterized by relatively complex phrasings and improvisations and intended for a musically sophisticated audience. And that really is a nice way to put it. It has classical music sensibilities, while the lyrics often draw influence from history, mythology, the humanities, or from literature. In many ways, progressive rock tries to elevate rock music to its highest level in artistic sophistication and class. In other words, it's complex rock music for nerds. And many rock bassists aspire to play progressive rock, because progressive rock is one of the few musical styles that lets bass players play lots of notes. As a matter of fact, sometimes you have to play so many notes, you'll need a bass guitar with more than one neck just to play them all. Now, there are several attributes that separate progressive rock from most other music. To begin with is virtuoso musicianship. That's right, you have to have a level of instrument mastery that can only be attained by going to a respected music college like Berkeley or living in your parents' basement well into your 30s. So if you're a guitar player that delivers pizzas for a living, but you can play sweep arpeggios on a guitar using a 20-sided die, you can probably be in a progressive rock band. If you're a singer and I see you open your mouth and nothing comes out, but my dog's head does this, then you could probably be in a progressive rock band. If you're a drummer and every shirt you own has this on it, you can probably be in a progressive rock band. If you're a keyboard player and you have a bad attitude, okay, that's not right, because keyboard players in general often have bad attitudes. And I can talk about this because I've been the keyboard player in bands before. You see, when you're the lead singer of a band, this is the perception of what you look like on stage. And drums are a physically demanding instrument that you might as well look like this. And guitars and basses, well, those are pretty much phallic symbols. But keyboard players, this is what you look like on stage. I should also add that playing weird instruments is highly encouraged in progressive rock. This includes lutes, the Chapman stick, or whatever the hell this thing is. Another attribute of progressive rock is song lyric content. You see, most other genres may write about finding love, or losing love, or finding your lost love. But with progressive rock, you may encounter songs with more serious topics like Ayn Rand books, science fiction, or elves, hobbits, and dragons. Basically, other genres write about situations gained by experience, while progressive rock can write about situations gained by experience points. Oh, and one more thing. There are no ooh babies in progressive rock. If the word baby happens to show up in the lyrics of a progressive rock song, that's because it's usually referencing an actual infant, like a baby Yoda or something. Which leads us to another progressive rock attribute, long-ass songs. Because you need way more than 3.5 minutes to use virtuoso musicianship to chronicle the adventures of your level 74 paladin. And this is why you generally don't have progressive rock cover bands. Let's say that there's a club out there that requires cover bands to play 4 45-minute sets a night. Well, that's only about 6 progressive rock songs. Now, if a band does happen to have shorter songs, they are never done individually. Instead, they are reformatted to be individual movements under one song title. See, that looks way more epic. Then you have odd time signatures, because 4/4 is just way too pedestrian, and any source can be an influence for an odd time signature. Now, a little word of caution here, which is invoking the law of diminishing hotties. Odd time signatures, plus lots of notes, plus nerdy song topics, can be a turnoff to a lot of people. And finally, there's imagery. Progressive rock album covers, posters, and logos should be reflective of the music that it represents. In other words, hot bikini pics will not do. Instead, magical lands with floating islands, space art, or ye old medieval imagery is all good stuff. Now, if for whatever reason that a band can't decide what type of artwork or imagery to use, you can always substitute with some dude's ass. I'm not really sure what the correlation is, but there you go. So if you're a bass player and you want to play progressive rock, well, I don't have any advice for you, but I can tell you what I've seen over the years. Get a Rickenbacker bass, wear a kimono, and plan on seeing mostly folded arms guys out in your audience. I'm Rib13. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I do have a Patreon account, and I would like to thank my patrons, Derek and Joe. Thank you guys very much for helping keep this channel going, and I'll see you next time.